Hello friends, my name is Dr. Rutvik. Today I am with Dr. Vishnu Ramdeo sir. He is a PhD scholar in economics and a co-chair for Indo-German Young Leaders Forum and Healthcare Congress. So the first Indo-German Healthcare Congress happened in Germany last week. So sir, my question to you is, what was your inspiration to start this?
So Rutvik, I'll simply say that, I wanted to bring all the healthcare professional at one place, which be a doctor, oncologist, nurses, pharmaceutical companies, data which is working, health tech, all come in one place, and it should be organized by somebody who is not in the healthcare system, because I'm a consumer of healthcare. I take medicines, I go to the hospitals, I have to deal with the nurses when I go there. So if I do it, then I'll want to do it in such a way that all come together on one table, start discussing, and specifically take the thing which India and Germany, two major powers in healthcare now, coming together and taking things forward. So that was my inspiration to start. Although there are many more stories which I could share that why I wanted this more, but this will definitely give you an insight that these two countries have tremendous potential to take it forward from here.
Absolutely. Germany right now is facing a huge shortage for medical professionals, especially when it comes to nurses and paramedical staff. What are the opportunities in this gap, and how can India and Indian nurses and paramedical staff can make the use of it?
So this is a very valid question, because if you see Indo-German relation at this point of time, it has a very strong requirement which is coming from Germany, that they need skilled manpower. And to run their systems, you need manpower to do that. At the same time, India is able to produce and have a youth force which is looking for the best opportunities, whether it's in India or abroad. So that gives a kind of a plate which has been set for the Indian nurses or Indian paramedic or even technicians, lab technicians or extra technician, whatever you call it, everything is being needed. Now coming to this, the numbers are also very alarming, I would say. Germany need more than 300,000 nurses in next 10 years. So which means 300,000, it's a huge gap.
It is. And this is not only to address the current medical gap, but also the aging population as well.
So which is like on today's time, if you see 300,000, it might go even more. So that has been needed. And if you see that India with the nursing system, we have a very empathetic way of treating. So Indian nurses can definitely make an inroads in German healthcare system. Also, they will be the brand ambassador. I would not say that, because they are bringing that kind of learning along with what they did in India. So that's an opportunity for Indian nurses. If your question is how, also it's been that Indian nurses are so equipped and we see so many patients. If you have an experience of 1 or 2 years, they are much more experienced than any other nurses in the Europe or any other part of the world. So that also is a one good advantage for Germany to take the Indian nurses, and as well as for the Indian nurses, it's just a matter of figuring it out how they can get these jobs which has been here.
So coming to that, figuring out what are the opportunities and how can one make the use of these opportunities? What are the resources? Not only for nurses but also for paramedical staff. So if you have some insights on this.
Sure. So I would say that the systems have been made properly now. Germany is coming up with, so I had a day before yesterday meeting with the division head of Ministry of Health, and he was saying that where they have got a GSP program in which they want a kind of course curriculum harmonization between the universities of Germany, nursing universities and colleges and similar over there. Then there are other options which has also been there, is how we can make it sure that these nurses who are coming from India are of high quality. So they have made these systems already there. And then there is a word which has been specifically certain recruiting agencies who are considered to be the fair recruiting agency, which is the most important thing when it comes to India, because we have a lot of fraudster in this market who ensure that just take your money and they vanish tomorrow. So that is one thing I would say they need to be very careful of. And to answer to your question on how it can be and what it can be, so I can give a name of a very good company which is working on it, is Turn. Turn Global, Turn Group, which is doing very good. They are also one of the preferred recruiting agencies in Germany. And the good part is, as a nurse, you have to be very clear that you don't have to spend money to learn German. So first step is to make your mind If you're an Indian nurse who has done BSc nursing or GNM, then you just, first thing which you need to do is to start learning German. For learning German, probably Turn Group, if you can reach out to them, or we can connect it to them if it's required to. They can actually provide all cultural training, facilities which is being needed, German training, and after that they can ensure that once they get the job placement, they will also help them to even get it settled over there in Germany.
What a person, especially a nurse or a healthcare professional, who plans to move abroad, they have so many challenges, especially when they are moving to a non-English speaking country like Germany. First of all, it's language, then it's cultural difference, then where to get a space, where to find local cuisine, how to move their family members, and this is something that is very important to address. And I think recruitment agencies are really targeting on this as well, and especially the German government, they are able to address these issues in their own way. So that is a positive sign.
In fact, just to add to this, the German government is only giving the sign of the fair recruiters to those specific ones. So those specific fair recruiting, why I'm taking the Turn name is Turn is the only one in my knowledge who is fair recruiter who is doing in India. Maybe one more or be there, but as far as this Turn is there. So they ensure that there is nothing has to be paid by the nurse.
Wow.
So it's basically, I would say, as an Indian nurse, I would be happy to learn one more language, which can give me a better opportunity. The salaries are good, lifestyle is better. So definitely you look for a better opportunity and they want to move. And these organizations which has been given the sign of fair recruiters by the government of Germany is to ensure that its entire process is done by them. So it is not like somebody teaching you German, somebody teaching you cultural training. They'll take care of everything and ensure that when you come down here, it's very important to get integrated in system. In fact, to add to it, as we both were there in the Healthcare Congress, so in the Indian Embassy, when we discussed about it, one of the challenges that, once you come here to a new country, which is also not English speaking, and you have learned a language recently, you're not that fluent in it. So how do you manage to do it, or how to make your community to feel at home? So we at Healthcare Congress also trying to make sure that in coming days we'll come up with a program or an association of Indian nurses, which we're trying to name as GINA, although coincidentally it sounded like Gina of Hindi. So it's a German Indian Nurses Association we're trying to create together. So there's a community, and the intention of this organization is not to only bring Indian nurses together, but also the Germans also in a way that there is an integration happening. But it will be more focused on the community building for the nurses. So
So moving to a different medical field, Ayurveda. What's your opinion on that?
Being an Indian, we always have our opinion towards Ayurveda, because we have seen in our home, whether you are an allopathy doctor, but at least if you go back home, if you have a cough, your mother will give you a ginger paste or something like that, which is Ayurveda. So we whatever said and done, Ayurveda is part of our system. Now when we can say that Ayurvedic doctors or Veds who is doing proper thing, so Ayurveda is being the oldest form of medicine, or saying only wellness is also wrong, because we have Sushruta who has written Sushruta Samhita, which is 3000 plus year old text which we have, which tells about the operations, how it is to be done, and recently surgical methods which was there. So Ayurveda is not only for this, there is a surgical procedures also. And recently I come across one of the very interesting finding in 1795. There was a Anglo-Mysore war where the Tipu Sultan was fighting with the Britishers, and there was one bullock cart rider. He helped the Britishers. So when Tipu Sultan got to know about him, he cut his nose. So his nose was basically cut from his body, and these kind of punishment we used to give it, if you remember, the nak kata, which we call. So that guy has been removed the nose. Now the Britishers, even with all their knowledge, were not able to help him out. He went to a Ved and he got a rhinoplasty done, and his pictures are there, and these facts are from the archives of the British museum, and now it has been declassified. So I was having access to those research papers, and I've seen that. You can also check it. Its name was Cowsey.
Yeah.
So that particular things was there in Ayurveda. Now on the positive side, on the Europe part, there's a lot of interest which has been coming on the wellness and things. But the challenge we have is, and to be very on the positive side also, the challenge is that Ayurveda was scattered in India and the Veds were doing it. So whereas the West need the clinical data, clinical trials, evidence-based medicine.
Exactly.
So this evidence-based medicine was not the part of Ayurveda for the long time. But I think, to my knowledge, Government of India, under the new regime, once we had it, it's focused on it. We have a new ministry which was formed. The first, when the Modi ji came into the power, then he founded a new ministry which is earlier used to be department, now it's called Ayush, a dedicated independent charge ministers working on it.
Yes.
We are doing clinical trials, we are giving funding. In fact, to my knowledge, we had given a funding to 2 or 3 institutes in Germany to do the further research and get this evidence for that these medicines are working. So it's a very positive sign, very interesting times to come for Ayurveda. Specifically in Europe and Germany.
Yes.
And thanks to the efforts which has been done by all the people, and even allopathy doctors have started taking,
Yes.
There's something in Ayurveda which was earlier not the case.
Yes, and especially the West, when you give them evidence, they are ready to accept it.
Yeah, definitely. I would say if you give a 50% evidence of Ayurveda, they will take it over allopathy, but you have to at least come to the 50%.
Correct.
So I'm not saying here that you have to bring 100% thing correct, but even if it's 50%, there is very good chance that West will take it up. The Ayurveda medicines have a huge market then. In fact, a surprising thing, I don't know whether you noticed during your stay in Germany, in the supermarkets, and there is some supermarket called Rewe to Go.
Okay.
They are giving a shots now, which is like earlier I used to be having, when I was here, only shots of drinks or tequilas or all those things. Now you have a proper shot which is called Inger shot.
Okay.
Inger means ginger.
Okay.
So basically you have a ginger shot, or kurkumum, which means haldi. So you have a shots of haldi given in a small bottle pegged, kept over there. You just take it and take a shot.
Yes.
So which means if there is
like an immunity booster.
Exactly. If there is no buyer for it, it would not have reached supermarket. So that means there is a buyer.
So there is an acceptance, and especially this is very good for Ayurvedic pharmaceutical companies who are producing and wanting to get into a Germany health environment.
Yeah.
So that's positive sign for them as well.
Yeah.
And you have any closing remark for the upcoming Healthcare Congress and what to expect?
So I'll just give a insight on the Healthcare Congress when we decided to do it. Thanks to the participants, I would say, Rutvik, you did a wonderful job being there, interacted with all the people. But at the same time, I feel you should be taking pride of it that you got selected, because we had hundreds of applications. On these hundreds of applications, we could filter few of those who could be part of it. And the most important thing was we picked the most important organizations which matters for the health. So if you start with that, we were there in Indian Embassy and having a discussion on something on the migration at the Indian Embassy. Then we were in the second day, we were in Konrad Adenauer Stiftung, which is the ruling party of CDU. Then we were also, next we were in WHO hub, where to see the pandemic and things which is there. And then further we were also in Charité, which is considered to be the main university of the health.
The best university in Germany.
Yeah.
Yes.
So Healthcare Congress is going to come up very good now. We have already got confirmations and promises from the Ministry of Health, which is called Ministry from Gesundheit.
Yes.
So probably they will open the doors and we will have that incoming.
And just to add, this is not only for people belonging to medical profession who are practicing as well, but also for people who are owning a startup and who are plan to network and get their businesses abroad, especially in a German setting.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, sir.
It's pleasure to talk to you.
Thank you.
I hope it helps to people.
Yes.
Yeah. Thank you.